missed the sunset, but got a little afterglow action. It's pretty incredible. Sometimes you pinch yourself, like this reel, you see so many different layers upon layers upon layers. And when the cars go by, once they're gone, it's nothing but the wind, insects, and some birds really taking over all this space. So very fortunate to be here. Didn't think maybe I ever would be. Well, I didn't know about this place, but in Madagascar in general. Just very lucky, very blessed, and I think there's a reason I'm here. You just saw a cat down there. I'm just supposed to, I just hope to make good on that reason. A lot of people poured in a lot to me. For all the people that didn't believe in me, or had something negative to say, or never said anything at all, not there yet. So you can keep talking, but I'm a lot further than you thought I would be. But more importantly, to the people that supported me and believed in me and still do, including many Malagasy people, thank you. And it really means a lot. And to go through life without a purpose or a reason to be is really difficult. I think everyone has a purpose. And if you don't realize what that purpose is, then life can feel very empty. And that's the way it felt for me until I came to this place. And there's not many things worth more than having a purpose. And of course, my ideas are abstract. They're a little maybe out of the ordinary to some, and maybe to some they're not out of the ordinary enough, but it's who I am, and I've accepted that, and I'm ready to move forward with myself being who I am. So I'm very excited to keep working on this project. It's going to be very hard. It's going to be very difficult. I don't think it's very difficult to sell this place. This place is easy enough. But it's going to be hard to deconstruct a system that has been operating in a certain manner for years, for generations, and to get the people that control this system to think differently, but also to get the people that have been oppressed by the system to think that there's another way. It's all difficult, especially when there's a language barrier. But we'll press on. If we just get one person, that'll be enough. So yeah, I really just grateful to be here. And this is the land that belongs to the Malagasy. It's not the land that belongs to the Vaza. We're just appreciating it. And for those back in America that talk about, the oppression of Native Americans and continues to be so, certainly, there's so many lessons to be learned there. And what I'm saying is to apply those lessons when you travel ask the questions of who's the one benefiting from this purchase of mine, this amazing discovery of mine. Who is it? Is it the local people that live here? Or is it people that look more like you and I? And I think we can all say that the people that look like you and I, we may have a role to play in this. I think I have a role to play in this, at least the stage that tourism is right now. But I'm not the story. Not the story. I'm just the platform. It's time for Malagasy people to share their own stories and the story of Madagascar from their perspective. It's the only way I appreciate Madagascar the way I do. It's because of my professor, Joël-Luc Aramis. There's no other reason I appreciate it in this way. So I just encourage you guys to all think about, when you go somewhere, who's benefiting from this? Tourism leakage is a real thing. As soon as you purchase a tour from an international operator, if they're a traditional operator, that's 40% of your money right there is staying with that traditional operator. And that traditional operator does not operate in Madagascar. They operate back in an office in your home city. They don't operate here, but they do connect with a local operator who does all the work for them. And then that local operator gets a margin, but it's far less than what the margin the international operator got. And as we go down the line, there's hotels, there's restaurants, there's all these different things that are owned by other people that are not Malagasy. And so at the end of the day, what part of your purchase, what part of your investment on this amazing discovery tour, what part of that stays here? Even if it were to go to, even if we were to facilitate things into, more socially conscious travel and things of this nature, how does the money that you spent from your kitchen table, your desk side in the United States or in Europe, how does any of that money actually reach those communities that we talk so much about? The ones that destroy the local environment, that cut down the rainforest, that, destroy the coral reef. How much of that money that you spent actually goes there? So is it really fair of us to complain of these local communities when in reality, all we're telling them to do is protect your environment so that I can come and see it and not pay you a damn thing for it? And that's really what's happening here. Tourism has some of the greatest potential to generate positive change, both in the destination's environment, but then also back in your home. Because what you learn here, you'll take with you everywhere and you'll share it with everyone. But the only way you take good things from this place is by receiving them from someone who intimately knows them, a local person. And so that's why I implore all of you out there, when you go on a trip, think about who your trip is benefiting. It doesn't mean, I'm not criticizing businesses just because I want to criticize businesses. This is something that's been going on for a long time, and very few people have thought of different ways in which we could do things. But if you want this to stay like this, you gotta find a way to incentivize local communities to preserve it. Because in much of the world, people don't think about building wealth. They don't think about 401ks. They don't think about anything besides when the next meal's coming and how I have to go get it. So if we're gonna judge people for that, I don't know what to tell you. But if tourism doesn't incentivize local communities, it's not worth going on the tour. Because you're not helping this place, you're just hurting it and the people that live there. So think about that. This is going to be a really difficult project. It makes so much sense in my head, but to explain it is very difficult, but it's gonna happen. It's just gonna take time. That's the Madagascar. Mura mura.